I'm Shalane from TSC Tuition, and this is the fourth video of 4 videos on persuasive techniques or devices. And the technique that we're going to look at today is generalization. So let's think about generalizations first, right? What are they? I think the easiest way to think about it is to think of it as when someone makes a statement that sounds true for all people without it ever being questioned or without, ever really supporting it with evidence. So an example might be something like vegetables are good for you. Probably is true, but not true for all people, right? Because if you've got any kind of food intolerance or food allergies, right, some vegetables are probably not that great for you. But yet, when we hear the phrase vegetables are good for you, we're sort of inclined to think, oh yes, that sounds about true. Not going to question it, right? And we all move on and we accept this as truth. So let's have a look at it in action. The article that I'm looking at today comes from The Guardian, and it's called Should I Worry About How Much Sugar I Consume? The link is in the description, so look through it with me. Now, I think it is worth noting that The Guardian is an independent publication, so it attracts kind of like but it attracts a more left-leaning kind of audience. It's a sort of more left-leaning publication. And if we look at this article in particular, it's quite clear that he's talking to an audience who are already concerned about food and health and nutrition, things like that. And if we look further down the article, he talks about switching out, sugary foods for fruit. And he talks about, juice, like drinking juice. He talks about cans of Coke. So to me, that sounds to me, right, like that he's talking to an audience that's fairly well-to-do, very financially comfortable. I don't know about you, but I came from a family that was quite money conscious, and we would never buy cans of Coke. We always bought liters of Coke so we could share it between everybody. And then again, like not everybody has the money, right, to buy fresh fruits and vegetables when sometimes the packaged stuff or pre-packaged, sealed pantry stable kind of foods are more cheaper, it lasts longer, or it's more readily available in some food landscapes. So to me, he's really talking to inner city, well-to-do, financially comfortable, health conscious, left-leaning people as his audience. So let's have a look at the generalization. If we look at the very beginning 2 sentences, well, 1.5 sentences, right, of his article, he starts with Joel Snape. What a name, by the way. He starts with, everyone loves sugar. Now, I think a hot tip here is, as soon as you see the words everyone and everybody, that's a generalization, because I think as a human population, there's a lot of diversity within all of us, and not everybody is always going to like some things or eat some things, or not everything is going to be good for everybody, right? There's always going to be differences. So whenever you see the word everyone or everybody, there should be alarm bells ringing that this is a generalization, probably. I don't want to generalize here. So he generalizes everyone loves sugar. Not everybody. I'm clearly Asian, and I come from a culture that doesn't sort of have very sweet foods. And we joke about how actually the highest compliment you can give to a dessert is that it's not too sweet. So not everybody loves sugar. Some people love sugar. So here is a generalization. And then he goes on, and for good reason. Back in the Paleolithic days, when food was scarce. Now, I don't know very much about Paleolithic humans and what the food landscape was like then. From what I understand, it was probably times of plenty followed by times of scarcity. So someone would hunt or gather, and there would be lots of food in one go, a lot of it in the one time, right? And then that would run out, they'd eat through it, it would go bad, and then they would have to wait until the next feast. And So to me, when he says that back in the Paleolithic days when food was scarce, it kind of sounds like there was no food at all everywhere for everyone. And so that is a generalization. Now, why would he start this article with these generalizations, right? Let's think about it. If he starts with everyone loves sugar, it's there to grab attention, right? The first sentence of any article is there to grab your attention and to hold it so that you keep reading, right? Publications want eyeballs on screens for as long as possible. So the longer you stay there reading it, the more likely that the author is going to be able to get their message across and the publication gets more ad dollars. So it's there to grab our attention. We're supposed to see it and go, I love sugar, I love sweets, right? I have a problem. Because remember, the title of this is Should You Quit, right? Should you worry about how much sugar you're consuming? If you're reading that, you're probably thinking, I eat a lot of sugar, maybe I should worry about it. And then he starts with everyone loves sugar, instant relatability. Yes, I do. Oh my gosh, it's a problem, right? And then he goes into Paleolithic days, there's no food. And then in the later part of that sentence, he then gets to contrast, right, the food landscape of the Paleolithic era where there's like no food at all, right, with cans of Coke, which is very readily available if you are wealthy or if you have the financial means to buy cans of Coke, right? So here he's using these generalizations to set up that juxtaposition between the two food landscapes and then to predispose us, the reader, right, this health conscious, left-leaning, fairly financially comfortable reader to accept, right, his proposition, really, that sugar's bad for you or added sugars are bad for you and you should quit them, right? You shouldn't eat them really at all because they're so addictive, as he later claims. So how would we write this? I am going to assume that we're not writing about this in the introduction, but this is probably going to be in the first body paragraph because it's the beginning of the article. Kind of makes sense. So I might say something like Snape deploys a generalization, everybody loves sugar, as the first short sentence of his article in order to trap his reader's attention. Now, I would probably include a little bit about the headline visual here as well, that very attractive pink and green sort of image with like lots of delicious foods, and talk about how that is meant to also grab the reader's attention. And then I would continue on with the analysis of the generalization. Okay. And then I might go on with his axiom aims to appeal to his readers' inherent biases against sugar. An axiom is something that sounds true, but might not, or something that just everybody accepts as true, right? So everyone loves sugar, sure, everyone loves. I don't know. Anyways, so his axiom aims to appeal to his readers' inherent biases against sugar and reinforce their assumption that sugar is naturally unhealthy. So that's my sort of immediate unpacking, right, of what is this supposed to make us feel or think. And then I'll go into the next one. Right, he immediately generalizes again that food was scarce for early humans in order to highlight to his health-conscious readers the difference in the food landscape between Paleolithic days and now. These generalizations serve to predispose his financially comfortable readers to accept his proposition that the truth about sugar is not so palatable. So here I'm sort of laying out, right, what are these generalizations supposed to make us first think is true, and then why? Why make me assume that everybody loves sugar? Why make me assume that the food landscapes are so different and now it's like different for the worse, right? That there's cans of Coke everywhere. And I think the truth of it is, in this particular analysis anyway, right, he sets it up in order to appeal to his readers' inherent biases against sugar. His readers are not coming into this going, oh, I thought sugar was great for you. I give it to all of my kids every day, right? He's not talking to that kind of reader. He's talking to readers who are already, you know, a little bit wary about sugar, already a little bit concerned that, oh my gosh, everything is so sweet all the time. I can't escape added sugars in any of my foods. I'm trying to eat healthy. I'm probably trying to lose weight, right? Trying to eat a more balanced diet, whatever that means. And all of these assumptions here are appealing to what I already think is true as that kind of audience. And so if he's already appealing to what I assume or think is already true, we're kind of on the same page, right? We're kind of thinking the same things. I think he's thinking like me. And so if he tells me something that I didn't know, I'm more likely to believe him, to think that, oh, of course, sugars are addictive. When I don't know. I'm not a nutritionist. I don't know about these things, right? But if we're kind of starting on the same page, but he's telling me these things in addition to sort of agreeing with what I already know, then it kind of sounds quite true. So I hope that was helpful. As always, like and subscribe to all of our social media channels so that you are notified whenever we drop new content. We have a newsletter for parents and tutors who are looking for advice and strategies on helping their teens with their English studies. So make sure you jump on our mailing list and get those strategies and tips. We also have an online shop with vocabulary expansion packs for all high school year levels. So check that out too. If you're looking for one-to-one English tutoring support, please contact us and let's see how we can support you. Thanks for watching.